Hello, my loves. Welcome back to Soul Love, a channel about the twin flame phenomenon. And in this video, I want to dive deep into transmuting fear into love on this journey and how that all starts with you, within you, and how that also plays into the massive shift that we are seeing at a collective level on the planet, for which twins are so vital. And so it is truly in the interest of the evolution of humanity that more and more twins awaken and come into inner union, come to embody their true self, because that is going to help and resonate through the collective and also into the earth and cement, root those higher frequencies and higher states of consciousness so that we can really co-create heaven on earth. So without further ado, I'm Mafalda, and I am really excited to dive into this topic today and to speak from the heart. If you have watched any of the previous videos that I released, I go into a bit more of the technicalities of the journey and the energetic connection between twin flames. And so in this video, I want to talk a little bit more about this process from the heart and also allowing my own intuitive wisdom and feminine essence to come through. And so this journey really calls us to alchemize fear into love. And so when we meet our twin, we have that bubble love phase where there is no fear present. We are literally in the fifth dimension with our twin, where there is no time and space, where we are at the observer level. So love, the level of love and unconditional love. However, on this planet, the way relationships and connections have worked so far is that once love is born from a 3D standpoint, fear is also born. It's the fear of the loss of that love, this feeling that if we are separate, somehow we will lose that love. And so it's all about projecting love onto the outside. And so that's what happens when twins have soul recognition. And so the fear is born. And in the case of twin flame connections or twin flames, this fear comes up in full force precisely because it is meant to be transmuted. It is meant to be alchemized into love. And that's why these connections can really only come into union when one or both have elevated themselves and purified themselves to the level of love, unconditional love, and above. Because, as I have mentioned in previous videos, that is the goal of having these connections come online at this moment in time, because when one being, when one connection, when one twin bond, or just one soul, even if they're not a twin, embodies the frequency of unconditional love, that resonance affects the collective. So it'll impact so many more people, in fact, than we think. And so it is often more than we think about this bigger picture of contributing to the shift, the mass awakening, that twin flames are here to unite. So beyond truly the relationship, but also, in fact, to usher in the new templates for connections that are based in unconditional love as opposed to conditional love. And that's also why we are alchemizing fear into love on this journey, to allow our vessel to be able to house that frequency and anchor that level of connection, of unconditional love. And so you can imagine how much fear there is to alchemize and to get through in order to come into union. Because with other types of connections, even including sometimes soulmates, you don't actually need to get yourself to that level of frequency in order to be able to come into physical union, because you're not literally locked in, phase locked into this magnetic connection and into one of these two polarities. So you see how the journey by design is made to help us get there, to help us rise, to help us ascend. And so upon soul recognition, the fear rises. So the fear is born, the fear of the loss of this love. And this fear, it manifests differently in both twins, whether you are the push or the pull polarity, let's say, or twin in this case, whether you are the awakened twin, the leading twin in the 5D, or the 3D matrix twin, whether you are the divine feminine or the divine masculine. But both experience this fear and therefore then act out in the ways that I do. And I went into that in the previous videos in this energetics mini-series that I did. So go check that out if you want to find out more about that. So both experience this fear and deal with it differently. And it is the awakened twin, so the twin that runs toward the connection and wants to find relief by grasping for it, is the twin that also awakens to their alchemical power. So we are the ones that start to alchemize all this fear. And as we do that, what we're doing is we're literally transmuting the fear-based energy into love. And we do this piece by piece by piece in such a devotional way. And you'll hear twin flame teachers talk a lot about surrender on this journey, precisely because this journey asks us to surrender, especially if we are the conscious 5D twin or the divine feminine. But every time that a fear-based emotion, and so what does that even mean, really? Fear-based energy is the energy that's on the lower levels of consciousness. So in the first, second, third dimensions, we are operating in a paradigm of fear. And so the paradigm of love really starts to kick in the fifth dimension. And so you see why all that's beneath the surface, all the fear-based energy comes to the surface to be alchemized so that we can house those higher levels, as I said. And so this is how we're doing it individually on our own journey. And we have our twin to mirror back to us exactly what needs to be alchemized. It'll be shown to you, it'll come up, and it'll be different. It doesn't necessarily have to present itself as fear, but it could be just lower, denser energy that needs to be seen. And the way you do that is by witnessing it with love, holding it with love, allowing yourself to feel your way through it without latching on to the stories of the mind. That's how you also upgrade your nervous system to be able to process emotions as they come. And then it'll be working in its more regulated state and help you also as it upgrades to ascend as a vehicle for your ascension. And so as we're doing this on our own journey, literally forced to do it, or else we're just plagued by all this lower denser energy that was activated and that just literally does not leave us alone until we deal with it, even if we resist at some points of the journey. We must alchemize it. We must alchemize it all into love. And as we're doing that, we're also helping, as the collective itself is bringing itself up into higher levels of consciousness. As I've mentioned also before, we are experiencing this mass awakening, and twins especially are here to be way showers and to guide. So we really need to bring ourselves up into those higher levels so that we can help people transition. Because as you might also already know, some people are choosing not to take this call. And so there is a lot of also chaos that's coming up in the world, in the collective, and some people will choose to remain in fear, in the paradigm of fear. And so we really need to respond to this call to anchor the paradigm of love so that enough souls on the planet can anchor this transition so that we can really co-create the new earth. And so you can see how these twin flame bonds and connections truly transcend just a romantic relationship, but how the romantic component is also crucial in terms of the role we are playing in ushering in, like I said before, the new templates for relationships that are not based in conditions, that are not based in fear, and therefore exhibit high levels of harmony, high levels of telepathy, high levels of unison, and sometimes, in some cases, joint mission as well, helping us elevate into sacred sexuality, and so on and so on and so on. So there's just this beautiful potential. And as we're focusing on ourselves to transmute this fear into love, we realize that this journey is about our highest timeline. It is about coming into our true self. It is about fulfilling our soul's purpose. And that includes living out our highest timeline. That includes the highest possible partner for us in this lifetime. And if you are a twin, and if you did incarnate with your twin in this lifetime, then of course that's going to be your divine counterpart. But it's not just that. It's your purpose. It's living an abundant life. It's finding love and fulfillment in all areas of your life, and also modeling what we can come into as human beings at this time on earth as a way to inspire, assist, guide, and heal others on their own journeys too. All right, I will be leaving this one here. I do hope this was helpful. As always, let me know in the comments if you resonated with what I shared, and if you do need any assistance or guidance, support on this journey, including energy, healing, coaching, etc., do reach out. I am so passionate about helping twins and also awakened souls fulfill their highest potential. So do let me know. I'm so happy to help if that is the case. And also like and subscribe if you're enjoying this content. I'm really excited to keep going as I also progress on my own journey and I get more and more downloads and my own views are expanding. So stick around if you have been enjoying. I wish you a lovely day, pardon me. Thank you so much for watching.